Here we go with our lesson 3 problem set. Let me see if I can zoom you a little bit. All right, so for lesson 3, we are working on interpreting the meaning of factors, whether the factors represent the size of the group or the number of groups. So we're going to keep working on that multiplication, that groups of, equal groups of means multiply, all of those good things. The directions for the first part say solve numbers 1 through 4 using the pictures provided for each problem. Number 1. There are 5 flowers in each bunch. How many flowers are in 4 bunches? So if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flowers in each of 4 bunches, so they have equal groups here. Part A, number of groups. How many groups are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. And then size of each group, they want to know how many flowers are in each bunch. So they told us already, and we double checked by counting, there are 5 in each group. So they took that information, 4 groups of, remember, means multiply, 5. So 4 times 5, and they want to know what the total is. So in order to find this, we can skip count by 5s because there are 5 in each group. And we can keep track of our count by along the top of the image if we want to. That would be helpful. So here we have 5. Now our total is 10, 15, and 20. So 4 groups of 5, or 4 times 5, is a total of 20 flowers. And now we can take that information and put it into the word sentence on part C. There are 20 flowers altogether. Number 2, there are blank candies in each box. How many candies are in 6 boxes? So if we look in each box, I can tell that there are 3 candies in each box. And the overall question is how many are there total? So how many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. The size of each group, how many candies are in each? 3. And then we're going to take that and we're going to put it into a number sentence. So we have 6 groups of 3. And what's the total? So we can keep track of our count by along the top of this image. So we're counting by 3s because there are 3 in each group. So 3. After 3 more, our total is 6. 3 more is 9, 12, 15, 18. So we have a total of 18 candies. 6 times 3 equals 18. And then we're going to take that information and put it into the word sentence on part C. There are 18 candies altogether. And number 3, there are 4 oranges in each row. So this time our image is an array. How many oranges are there in blank rows? Blank rows. So let's fill in this part first. So how many rows do you see? I see 1, 2, 3 rows. So their overall question is how many oranges are in the total of 3 rows? So number of rows, we just answered that. There are 3 rows. And then the size of each row just means how many objects are in each row. I see 4 objects in each. So we're going to take that information, we're going to put it into a number sentence. So I have 3 rows of, or groups of 4. And if you look, 1, 2, 3 rows of 4. And they want to know what the total is. So because this is an array, we can skip count and keep track of our count by down the side. So at the end of this first row, I have a total of 4. I'm counting by 4s because there are 4 oranges in each row. At the end of the second row, I have 8. And the end of the third row gives me a total of 12. So 3 rows of 4 equals 12 oranges. And we can fill that answer in on the blank on part C with the word sentence. There are 12 oranges altogether. Should be 1 more of those on the back. All right, there are blank loaves of bread in each row. How many loaves of bread are there in 5 rows? So if you look at each row, how many loaves are in each row? I see 2 in each. Okay, so the number of rows is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. The size of each row, there are 2 loaves in each row. So that means that we have 5 rows of 2, which we're going to put into multiplication form. So 5 rows of or groups of means multiply, and they are groups of 2. And now they're looking for a total. So we can skip count by 2s and keep track of our count by as we go along the array. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have a total of 10 loaves of bread, and we can put that here on part C. There are 10 loaves of bread altogether. All right, on to the last couple. We have different directions for 5 and 6. So A says, write a multiplication sentence for the array shown below. Okay, so we're always going to start, when we're working with arrays, we're always going to start with the number of groups or the number of rows. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of, or rows of, means multiply, and then I have 3 objects in each row. But that's not enough. We need to also include the total, because when it asks for a number sentence, a sentence means the whole thing, right? When we write a word sentence, we start with a capital letter, we end with a period. When we write a number sentence, we also have an equal sign and an answer on the other side of it. So in order to find the total, we're going to skip count by 3s because they're groups of 3. So at the end of the first row, I have 3, 6, 9, 12. 4 times 3 equals 12. Excellent. Part B, draw a number bond for the array where each part represents the amount in one row. Give me 1 second. I just dropped my pencil. Sorry about that. Okay, so number bond. Our number bond always has a hole, right? And the hole usually represents the total, in this case 12. So we can do that part first. And then let's clarify here what it's asking for. Each part represents the amount in one row. So if one row has 3, that means one part needs to have 3 in it. Now, how many 3s do I need to make a total of 12? Well, we have it already right here. It took 4 3s to make 12. So I'm going to make 4 parts of my number bond, 4 equal parts, and they all have 3 in them. And then we can use our number bond to double check to make sure that we indeed have the whole represented here. So if I count by 3s, I should get this total if I did it correctly. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, I got to the total of 12, which works. Number 6, draw an array using factors 2 and 3. So if I have factors 2 and 3, the factors are the numbers that we multiply together, so it should look like that, and then we can figure out what the total is here in a second, but let's read the rest of the problem. Show a number bond where each part represents the amount in one row. Okay, so yeah, let's draw an array first. Okay, so let's go 2 rows of 3. So 2 rows with 3 in each. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I can use that to skip count to find the total. So at the end of the first row, I have 3. At the end of the second row, I have 6. So 2 times 3 equals 6. But that's not all. Always go back and reread the problem and make sure that you did all the parts. So it says, show a number bond where each part represents the amount in one row. So let's start with our number bond total, which we just found out was 6. And then we want each part to represent the amount in one row. So one row has 3 in it. Okay, and then how many 3s will it take to make a total of 6? Well, I already know by my array that I need 2 groups or 2 rows of 3 to make 6, and then we can skip count to double check. 3, 6. Yes, that's correct. All right, so you will work on the homework by yourself. Use your problem set as a reference. If you get stuck, make sure you let me know if you have questions. Good luck.